JoyToy Krang. This figure, as you're going to see from the poses, is a whole ton of fun. Obviously, ever since JoyToy dropped the Turtles, we've been looking forward to a Krang, and many folks have been looking forward to an Android Krang, just period. I know people want like the big giant NECA one. How about a little teeny tiny JoyToy one? Now, teeny tiny is relative. This guy, you can see, he's a whopper. You could almost fit him in as a 1/12 scale figure. The scale is where it's going to throw people off. He might be as tall as 1/12 scale figures, but the size, the scale where things get shrunk down is very much different. Like, look at Donnie's giant melon head versus his little Mr. Potato Head thing going on, right? But this figure is fantastic. So, where do we even begin? The package from JoyToy, freaking stellar. As always, you can see it comes in the nice little box, nice and bubble wrapped. I did get this one from Flyema.com. They're great. I used to have like a cool, sweet discount code, all that thing. They got a little kind of weird about some stuff and little shady in some areas, but they're still a solid retailer. I usually go to LT Cave at this point. But the box on these figures is just incredible. It's got the art. I like how they kept them the same size as the Turtles. Like you can see the boxes. If I go off to the side without... God damn it. Hold on. Let's just do it over here. You can see they kept the box heights the same size. So even though Krang needs to go wider, it'll still fit smoothly in that collection. I freaking love that. The package he comes with, so many accessories. This guy is crazy. You get like the full, instead of having just like one base, they give you the full 4 bases to combine it and just have him his own whole thing because he's that freaking locked in. You get a whole bevy of different freaking weapon attachments, right? You get like this axe thing, which is actually fairly finely detailed on the inside. You get the classic drill thing. You get the classic like laser beam gun thing. You get the classic ball and chain, and it's not on a chain, but it does have dangly bits, which you can actually take off, but they go right back on. So there is some like chain like dangle, which is nice. You get this freaking buzz saw, which the buzz saw does spin. That's the JoyToy magic, my lord. You get hands, so you get the 2 fists, one of which he's wearing. Those are cool. Look at like the detail on the gloves with the knuckles. And you get 2 like open palmy hands. Again, freaking rad. And then of course you get the bubble walker. You love a good freaking bubble walker, right? And this one is no exception. It's painted, it's detailed well. That's the JoyToy magic, the exhaust thing, the legs. So you have, it goes like that, and it can fold up, and then it has like the feet thing. So you have pretty good range on it. You can do like a tippy toe shooting into space. There's that. It fits in just nice and snug. Little guns on there. Super rad. You get a regular like Foot Clan base, which is dope. And then you get Krang himself. Look how beautiful this Krang is. Obviously he's all like brainy and gross, but like the detail on the eyes and the mouth, just rad. His little tentacle hands. You can move in any direction. You do probably want to keep them kind of like that, because that's how you kind of like hook them into the base. Or when it's time to go through and hook them into the android body, just pop that off like so. The gold paint, freaking beautiful. I do find like the little chest cavity thing, it's a bit of a tight squeeze on this Krang, right? But that's okay. So you just plop him in there. Boom, put this back on. And then you can swing his arm down for the grip. And there you have our freaking Kevin James android bodysuit. I mean, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Ugh, ugh, ugh. So, look at all the details on this freaking guy. It's just fantastic. Let's get into the articulation. So he does have these like shoulder pauldrons, right? So you're not getting a full Townsend, you know? I mean, you actually... So that's a full Townsend. I would be careful, though. It's connected pretty good, but you never know what's going to shear off. So, and then you're going up like that. It has these big, beefy arm joints. One thing I found, which is kind of odd, like as I'm moving it, you can kind of see it's not like connected, like these two halves aren't like glued onto there. It connects into the bicep and it's kind of free floating. So I've had some times as I'm working through doing all the various poses, you can see here, like you see that where it's like coming off. So what I've taken to start doing is like squeezing at like the shoulder to make sure I don't like shear it off in a weird way. Does that make sense? Yours might be different. This one's not quite like that. You have a single jointed elbow, which also has a swivel, and then you have the hands, which are on like a bigger. It's a ball that goes into. If I could pull this off. That's a little. That's you. We'll get more into this. It's a double peg, so the peg on the other side is just like this. So, and then it goes into the thing. You take this off, like so, and that's how you can port in some of the weapons. So you can put the cuff back on, like so. Oh, dingly dangly. You can see I unhooked the chain. And that's how you put the weapons in. So there's that. The head movement, pretty good looking down. Not great looking up. If he wants to look up, he has to turn like that. Excuse the burp. I'm leaving that in there. Fuck it. So that's pretty cool. Like if we're being honest, he towers over everyone. So when is he really going to be looking up? Unless I guess we get a JoyToy blimp, but he's mostly looking down is what's most important. Obviously there's no movement here. There is a little movement, like a little tiny up and down on the hips. Otherwise there is like a swivel. You can do like a full swivel around, and he's an android, so do whatever you want. The legs, he does have metal joints in the hips, which is very nice. You don't have to worry about like that ever breaking. So he can kick up pretty okay. He can kick back a lot better, and then he has the double jointed knees, so he can kick his own back, which is sweet. He does have it's a thigh cut. This one a little hard to move, but you can. So if you want to do that, it does break up the sculpt a lot. Gary is gonna hate it, but he's an android body, so I think we could let it slide. So yeah, there's the knee there, kind of extreme, but android, and then a standard kind of a rocker foot. So this guy is pretty dang dope, pretty dang fantastic. I've just been having so much fun, like battling the turtles. Like if you don't have all four like if you're not all in on this line, you can see Slash and Toka back there. Yeah, if you're not all in on this line, I don't know what you're doing. If you want a comparison in size to the turtles, you can see the turtles come up maybe. I unhooked the freaking chain again. The turtles come up just to the start of his little crangy Utrom body, but yeah, he towers over the turtles. It's freaking nuts. He towers less over little spoilers, like folks like Slash, because Slash is bigger than the turtles. But the scale on this line among the different figures has been fantastic. So you can see Slash is a bigger boy. Stay tuned for Slash. I love this Slash. One little sneak peek, the JoyToy detail, the beer froth can pull out or turn around. Super cool. Like I used it, maybe Krang wants to take a little break with the family, and Shredder wants to give him some refreshment. Yeah, it's not all bad. It's not all doom and gloom all day. Sometimes maybe they stop for a family photo. You don't know. Very wholesome, very cute. They get April's the camera woman. Fantastic. So, I don't know. Back to Krang. I just love this figure. So obviously you're going to be using the stand for all sorts of your cool poses. Even this, though he stands like pretty well. He's pretty like rock solid, even without like the peg holes and whatnot. But I love this. So let's get to the annoying parts, right? So you have that. I mean, that's fine. One pro tip, if you're trying to switch this stuff off, pull that cuff down. So you have this. So once you have the hands out, it's pretty easy and cool. Like, look at this. Ooh, and I always forget to put the cuff on. But like he's like buzzsawing people. Maybe the turtles get a hold of his weapons and they're using the weapons against him. Who knows? They're just like Donnie and Mikey on ingenuity as they're fighting it out. So once those are off, it's really easy to swap that about. Did I lose the cuff? Oh, I left it on the spike ball. So the cuff goes on nice and easy. You get the axe. Boom. You're swapping weapons. Super easy. Hard to say, super easy. Here's where it sucks. If you want to switch the hands, the double ball peg system, more often than not, it's going to want to pull the peg out of there. So that's definitely annoying. You got to kind of like work the leverage in different ways, like push it against itself, and then you can do the little like fist action. So if you want to do, boxing Krang, right? So that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. And then you want to pop it out. That just pops out nice and easy. Take some doing. Put in. Keep forgetting that. Let's put that back on. Put on the drill. But yeah, other than that, that's really my only annoyance, aside from like the weird arm thing going on. And again, maybe like a tiny bit of heat, but I'm always nervous heating figures because what if it loosens the wrong part? But you can see there's just like a little, like a weirdness there. But this guy is sick. So yeah, he costs $49 something. I don't know what he's currently running for. You can still pick him up at like LT Cave, my go-to store. They have great prices, great shipping. My order from them is like just a few days out. I ordered from Flyema many, like a year ago. I don't know, whenever they first announced them. And then Flyema's good too. I'll link them as well. But LT Cave, they have like a point system. So the more you buy, you can build up some points, save some stuff. They're just a stellar retailer. One of the best. One of the veteran JoyToy retailers. But wherever you get him, Calcus, Flyema, Alina, you can't go wrong with this freaking Krang. I love it so much. I mean, he's just the only like cool thing they could do. Does Krang ever have like jet boots? I don't remember. Or like maybe I guess we need like the wing pack. But this guy is just freaking incredible. A giant Krang in terms of like the line. You cannot go wrong with Shredder, the Turtles. I'm just so freaking all in on this JoyToy line. Home runs all across the board. I hope we have like a deep line and they just do more and more figures because they just know how to do it. Like this, basically a Krang, almost like Primarch size, certainly Terminator size, but he's getting up there. God damn. Anyways, let me know, how do you feel about JoyToy? Are you all in? I know a lot of folks, even if you're not all in, they've gotten you for some figures. So are they going to get you on Krang? Or maybe Slash, Casey, the Triceratons? How do you resist going all in? I certainly can't, because they're just so fun and they do the wild details everywhere. Thanks again for watching. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, whatever. Or just enjoy and go have yourself a great day. Bye.